Now that's what you call a fancy bug smasher. If traveling at almost the speed of light, and bugs just like disintegrate. That's what I'm getting ready to ride on, folks. So join me on my next episode. We're heading to Chengdu.
Hello everyone, welcome to the most relaxing city, Chengdu City.
If there's one thing that they're not lacking here, that's in bikes. I was told by somebody last time I visited here in Chengdu, I was told that this is the city of bikes.
Chengdu is considered one of the more progressive cities when it comes to bike share. All you have to do is download a bike app, locate a bike on the map, scan the QR code, and you're off. You can rent a bike for 24 hours for as little as $3 US, which is about 20 kwai. After about 5 or 6 hours of walking around in the Wenshu Monastery, I'm starving. So now it's time to meet up with some friends who are going to introduce me to some street food in Chengdu.
This is Helen.
Hello.
And this is Ben. I've known Helen for about a year. We've conversed on WeChat. She actually owns a school or an agency that locates teachers for schools. Okay.
Welcome to join us.
Yes. And then Ben, what do you do?
I'm working in money, investing.
Investing?
Investing money in a company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's an investor for a company, and so this is the first time we've met. So I'm excited to meet both of them. They've brought me to one of these side mom and pop shops that serve. What's the name of this food?
Yan Tai Po.
Yan Tai Po. Yan Tai Po.
It's like Chinese sandwich.
It's like a Chinese sandwich. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get like a sweet flavor with brown sugar in it, and you can get one with meat in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they call them queue. I guess in America we'd call it getting in a line, but there's a line behind us. And I've actually walked by this restaurant this little mom and pop shop several times, and there's always been a line. So it must be a very popular place to get food. Is that right? Yeah.
Are you recording this for your own Patrick documentary?
Yes, for my YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
YouTube. I'll show you my YouTube channel. But all right, I'm gonna stop recording, and then once we get this thing ordered, then I'll queue up the camera. Since we're using the word queue, I'll queue up the camera and show you what it's like.
So I order one specialty for you, okay? Bean jelly.
All right.
It's called jelly.
So you ordered me bean jelly.
Yes.
Kind of sweet, right?
No, it's spicy.
Oh, spicy. Okay. 好吃?
好吃 delicious.
Delicious.
This is beef
Beef?
with carrots. Yeah.
So beef, carrots. Looks like
A little bit spicy.
a little bit of spicy. So is this one that you? Is this one spicy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crunchy outside.
Crunchy outside, soft in the middle. Let's take a look at that right there. That's good. A little bit of spicy, kind of these soft guess bean noodles made out of beans. It's really good. Yeah, when you come to Chengdu, you're gonna have to try this because it's just, I think I'll gain about 10 pounds while I'm here for the next 2 days. So, all right, off to the next, well, let's finish this and then we'll go to the next shot.
Yeah, it's made by the rice. This kind of sticky rice.
Oh, sticky rice.
Mash it, yeah, and then you make a rice bowl, and then you put in the pot with the brown sugar together.
Okay.
So it comes with the brown sugar and sesame together.
That looks good. It smells good.
Yeah.
The Tangyou Gotzi was so good. It reminded me of the funnel cakes that I would devour at the local fair when I was a child.
Okay, so we found a place to sit down. So I've actually already had 2 of these, but I will tell you, this is crack. You know what crack is?
Yeah, I know crackers.
No.
No?
Crunchy.
Crack in the United States is a very dangerous drug.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How come it become crack?
Because it's so good, I'm gonna have to have more.
Told you that's my favorite.
This is good. This is, I said earlier, this is like a funnel cake or smell like it. It smells like it, but it tastes like funnel cake on steroids. This stuff is phenomenal. So say the name again.
Tangyou Gotzi.
Tangyou Gotzi.
Good job.
All right, so now I've got that under my belt, along with some fat under my belt, but this is really good. Tell me again what this whole area is that we're at.
Chunxi Road.
Chengdu Road. So and there's all sorts of food places to eat. There's places to shop.
And now we're going to see the German designer who designed it. For
The giant panda. Okay.
Yeah. Now you can see his spots, but we're going to see
Yeah.
his face.
All right.
It's really huge.
All right. So we're going to see this giant panda that was built by a famous German
Designer. Yeah.
German designer architect. Okay, Mom, I said I wanted a drone for Christmas. I don't want a drone. I want one of those nice kind of cherry red Tesla. I want it here in China though. Have it shipped to my house, please. So the next stop on tonight's tour is Bar Street. And you said this was mostly Chinese type bars, right?
Yes.
So a lot of karaoke bars?
Yeah.
Karaoke is very big here in China.
If you like bar hopping, Bar Street is the place to go.
可以点的果汁饮料、鸡尾酒都是有的。你们里面看一下环境，您觉得满意，不满意再出来嘛。
Bartender.
So what was he saying to you?
He said we don't need to have a threshold for the cost. Maybe they used to have, but now we can order just one beer, sitting there, enjoy the show.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to sell to us.
Bar Street has everything. It's got karaoke, it's got rock bands, pop bands, cover bands, you name it, it's there. And if you're not in the mood for music, you can just go to one of the bars that has a courtyard and just hang out with your friends and have a couple of beers. If you visit Bar Street, chances are it's going to be at night. So make sure to bring your camera because you're going to definitely run into the Anshan Bridge. It is spectacular. After a good night's sleep, I headed to Quanshangzi, which means wide and narrow alley. They've got street food, tea houses, restaurants. They even have the famous Sichuan face changing. You could easily spend about 5 or 6 hours here.
One of my favorite little knickknacks or trinkets to pick up, and I've probably bought like 10 of these, but these handmade combs and brushes, and they're relatively inexpensive. I mean, you just saw that this guy, he was hand filing this thing, which is, you know, an art within itself. Let's find out how much this thing is. Yeah. 多少钱这个？
78的，
78的。
檀木的，你闻它有香味儿。
78的。
对，
Like 7?
我们是
Okay. 78. So she said 78. So it's less than.
塔路，
This is probably about. These handmade combs are probably about $8 in U.S. dollar. So pretty cool. I think I'm gonna buy one. Yes, you read it correctly. That is buckwheat tea, and it's not made by buckwheat from the Little Rascals. It's made by some cool people here in China. I've actually had this tea before. I bought some for my son when I went back to the U.S. and it is, to me, I'm not a big tea drinker, but it is really, really good tea. It's got a kind of a woody, natural flavor to it. Very tasty. So if you're here, you got to get some buckwheat tea. This store that I was just in, you can't actually film in there, but I wanted to film outside and just show you the name. So if you're ever here and you're a trinket slut like myself, that is like trinket heaven. Holy moly, was she beautiful. One of the things that I've learned how to ask is for somebody's WeChat. That's basically asking them out on a date. 可以加你呢微信吗? I need to go back and see if I can get her WeChat number. She's beautiful. I'd make her dress like that all the time. Just walk her around. Beautiful. I'm holding a bag of yak meat, and I wanted to show it to you guys. It is actually it's very sweet. You can get spicy if you want, but this is very sweet, and it actually tastes a little bit different than beef. I don't know how to explain it, but it is good. So pick some of this up while you're here too. You had that 65-year-old lady cranking that thing out. That stone probably weighs about 250 pounds, 300 pounds. That would be a great project for, got some photo bummers there, or video bummers. That would be a great chore for our children in the United States, is to ground red peppers. And then when they start crying and they're rubbing their eyes because they have to do it, they'll burn the crap out of them. And they won't whine or complain about having to ground red peppers.
I hate to admit this, but I chickened out on some really funky foods like pig snout and rabbit head. But I promise you, probably within the next couple of episodes, I'll have an entire episode dedicated to some of the funkiest foods you can eat in Chongqing. And I promise you, they're gonna be funky. Well, that wraps up my trip to Chengdu. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, please. Thank you. Bye-bye.